The former undisputed super welterweight champion Jermell Charlo puts out a cryptic post where people are speculating he's calling out his friend and former stablemate Errol the Truth Spence Jr. We're gonna discuss this and more on the next quick jab off the Parry. You know what it is.
I know you won't swing, but this is the Parry.
This is the Parry.
Hook it and uppercut is getting scary.
Oh, it's getting scary.
Treasure the truth or risk getting buried.
Risk getting
I'm
killed.
on a mission, you hear me? Yeah, this is the Parry.
This is
They
the
got
Parry.
the green light if we say go.
Go.
Young Tyson, wake 'em up with the BK flow.
You know.
Loading up late rounds, this is TKO.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.
Peace. Welcome to another quick jab off the Parry. I'm your host, Bomani UFG. You know what it is. It's the Parry where we don't pull or duck no punches, and the Parry is fundamental to boxing. Just want to remind y'all to go ahead and please jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And follow us on all forms of social media, Instagram and X at the Parry 101. And on TikTok at the .parry.101. You know what a TI is. Yeah, man. So apparently Jermell Charlo put up a post where, him and his twin brother Jermall, the Lions Only camp, and he puts up a post on Instagram of the lion holding a shark in his mouth. And Errol Spence calls himself the big fish. This is rather interesting. I mean, all things considered, they were once friends and stablemates, probably still are friends. Errol Spence, being a former disciple of Derrick James, has decided to move on. I don't know who he's training with nowadays, but you see that he's training. He's looking in phenomenal shape. Jermell Charlo is looking to make a comeback back to 154 after losing to Saul Canelo Alvarez. He moved up to 168, got stopped in the got dropped in the 7th round, ended up losing by unanimous decision, which wasn't the best performance in my opinion. He was kind of on his bike looking to just survive. And of course, we all remember Errol Spence, who's now 28-1 with 22 knockouts for his performance against Terrence Crawford, who, ironically, Terrence and Canelo will be fighting in a couple weeks. Look forward to stay tuned for our fight preview show and review. Probably even be doing a live fight party for that one, but stay tuned. After the dog walking of Errol Spence by Terrence Crawford, like I said, Terrence Crawford and Canelo are now going to be fighting in September. Well, Jermell also put up, I don't know if this is a quote, but this is coming from Ring Magazine. Fight date coming, no friends in the industry. Jermell Charlo on his return. Is he talking about Errol Spence? I don't think it's hard to tell. And it makes sense. If we're going to be real, it makes sense. All things considered, the attraction that this fight between Terrence Crawford and Canelo was getting, all the attention and the hype behind this fight. The last opponents of both of these guys, being Errol Spence Jr. and Jermell Charlo, was Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. It's an in-house fight, PBC. I think they both need a big money fight. One being a former undisputed champion at 154, and the next one being a former unified champion at 147. I think this fight makes all the sense in the world, man, for it to happen. I'm looking forward to it. If it does happen, I'm hearing something about possibly this fight taking place in December. I think it's a good look, man. I think it's a good look. I think both fighters, you put the friendship aside. It's a blood sport. You know what I mean? Two warriors get in the cage, lock horns, throw down, and then go out have dinner after that, man. Like it's definitely a gentleman's sport, and I would be, you got people that say, well, they're friends or they like brothers, they shouldn't fight. And it appears that Jermell, I was getting confused. It appears that Jermell and Errol at one point were really tight. Seen a lot of interviews with them together, especially when they was in the same camp with Derrick James. Seemed like they were really tight or, really cool. Maybe, I don't want to say, I can't speculate how close they were, but it seemed like they were friends. But you got fighters like Keyshawn Davis and Shakur that would say they will never fight, and I respect that also. But in the position that Jermell and Errol is in, both the last fights, both losses. Granted, Jermell was moving up 2 weight classes to 168 pounds to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. He tried to be great, failed. I think he could have did better, but nonetheless, he did step up and try to achieve greatness. Errol Spence, probably one of the most hyped or most wanted fights of 2023, and even probably before that, was Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford for the Undisputed Championship at the welterweight division. It turned into a one-sided beatdown. No disrespect to Errol, man, but man. And both having not so good performances, both probably wanting a nice payday. The Fundora fight didn't pan out for Errol. Needing a name and not necessarily wanting to come back, or should I say Jermell wanting to come back to his division with a tune-up, or Errol wanting to step up to the division with a warm-up fight. This fight actually probably makes the most sense outside of Errol fighting, the Fundoras or the Keith Thurmans or the Tim Zoos. Like, for them to fight each other, I think it's enough name cachet with both, where they both could get a nice check. They both could get paid. It probably will be pay-per-view. I'm paying for it. Why not? Why not, man? Y'all tell me what y'all think. Leave your comments down in the comment section, man. Go ahead and drop the comment in the comment section and let me know how y'all feel. Do you think this is a good look? Is Jermell overstepping some type of boundary? Is he breaking some sort of code? Or do you feel like I feel, man? This is a blood sport. It's a gentleman's sport. We could be friends afterwards. Help me get paid. Help me get a paycheck. And outside of Canelo Alvarez, this might be the biggest paycheck for Jermell Charlo. If you're being real. I'm not mad at him, man. I'm not mad at him. I just don't want the fake WWE, like, oh, we really don't rock with each other type, unless that's really what it is. Considering the issues that Errol had with Derrick James, maybe there's some static. I don't know. Maybe there's some static, or maybe Jermell. I saw an interview where he was saying, and he was knocking out Southpaws, and Errol was like. He was like, yo, not me.
You sparred a Southpaw and Edislani Lada back at the other gym. You sparred another great Southpaw. What are the differences you've noticed with most Southpaws?
Don't say this. Don't get mad. I'm a Southpaw killer. Why? Because I'm getting better. Daily, yearly, weekly, monthly, I'm getting better. Different styles. Got a Southpaw that moved all my life. Now I got a Southpaw that stopped all my life. I mean, damn, what can I ask for in my career? Southpaw should be nothing. I think I knocked them all out, to be honest with you. Knocked every Southpaw out. Thank you. See, they think, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad we together right now.
Other Southpaw.
No, we talking about during the fights.
He was like, yeah, not you. But maybe he want to add him to the list of Southpaws he don't put out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know what y'all think. I think this is a good fight. I'll be paying for that. And it's probably one of the better fights that PBC can make at this moment, man. Jermell Charlo versus Errol Spence Jr. at the 154-pound division. And, both of them to catapult them into maybe a title fight next up for whoever wins between Fundora and Keith Thurman or Murtazaliev. And then you got Xander Zayas. It's some moves that could be made in this division. But speaking of the 154-pound division, well, actually, to end the year, man, there's some great fights. that are coming up, man. Like, speaking of 154-pound division, you got Virgil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. That's coming up. Then you got, of course, you got the clowns. The fight. Whatever you want to call it. The Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Yeah. But then you also got the rematch. To me, in my opinion, one of the better fights of the year. I ain't gonna say the best fight, but it's up there. It's in contention for fight of the year. The first fight, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben 2. I'm watching that. I am watching that. The first one was a barn burner. I thought it was a damn good fight. And then, of course, probably the best card of the year coming up on the Ring 4. David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. Of course, you got the former undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney versus the welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. Of course, you got Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes for a vacant title at, I believe, at 140. And then, of course, you got pound for pound, one of the pound for pound greats, Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Fernando Martinez. So, looking forward to that, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section which fight y'all looking forward to the most. And also, don't forget to let me know what you think about Errol Spence Jr. versus Jermell Charlo. Is he breaking some sort of code? Or what? Is he overstepping the line? Or is it like a blood sport? Like gentleman sport? Let's get to it. Let's get this money and we'll be friends after that. But let me remind y'all that please go ahead and jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And remember to follow us on X and on Instagram at the Parry101 and on TikTok at the.Parry.101. I am your host, Bomani UFG, and remember, this is the Parry, and we don't pull or duck no punches, and the Parry is fundamental to boxing. You know what it is. Until next time.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.